$550 billion in 1 month. The market is officially on fire.
It's not on fire, Nate. It's just the AI halo effect. Ecolab just dropped 4.75 billion on CoolIT.
Oh, come on. Since when is Jack Daniels considered artificial intelligence?
Wait, really?
Pernod Ricard is talking to Brown-Forman, Jameson and Jack together at last. This boom is way bigger than tech.
Okay, I need to read the fine print before I drink the whiskey on that rumor. Pull up the numbers. The rundown.
$550 billion in a single month. I had to refresh the terminal 3 times because I thought the data feed was broken.
It's not broken. Deal volumes nearly doubled last month. Second highest total in 4 years.
And surprise, surprise, software is wearing the crown. Over 170 billion in deal value just from companies panicking that they don't have an AI strategy.
Panic buying is exactly what the lawyers are warning about right now. Due diligence gaps were the primary driver of M&A disputes last year. People are rushing.
Well, Blackstone isn't rushing into software, they're rushing into cricket. They just dropped 1.8 billion on the Royal Challengers Bengaluru.
I saw that.
I can't wait to see a bunch of New York private equity guys pretending to understand a wicket.
It's a massive media rights play, Nate. Live sports are the only sticky asset left.
Fair, but speaking of sticky, Mastercard is buying stablecoin startup BVNK.
For up to 1.8 billion. I read the release. Don't ignore the words up to. There's definitely a massive earnout structure buried in there.
You're so cynical. This is massive validation for crypto. Mastercard is finally getting serious about stablecoins.
Oh, come on. It's an expensive hedge. They're terrified of getting disintermediated by blockchain settlements, so they're buying an insurance policy. If the startup hits the milestones, great. If not, Mastercard didn't actually pay 1.8 billion.
I'll concede the earnout point. What about Danone? $1 billion for Huel.
The tech bro sludge.
Hey, I survived on that stuff during my analyst years. Danone wants a piece of that alternative nutrition market. It actually makes perfect sense for their portfolio.
Sure, if you want to drink your meals. Meanwhile, Gilead Sciences is doing real science. 2.2 billion for Ouro Medicines to beef up their autoimmune pipeline.
Classic big pharma bolt-on.
Exactly. And keep an eye on SAP tomorrow. We're waiting on the official filings for their Reltio acquisition.
I'm more interested in what's happening at the bar.
You mean the Pernod Ricard and Brown-Forman rumors?
Active discussions, Jameson and Absolute marrying Jack Daniels. If they pull this off, it's an absolute juggernaut in the spirits industry.
I want to look at the antitrust overlaps on that one. Grab a glass. We're breaking down the potential liquor monopoly right after this. The big one.
$550 billion in 30 days. I had to refresh my terminal 3 times this morning because I thought the data feed was broken.
It is not broken. We are officially in the second highest month for M&A in 4 years. And if you look at the breakdown, it is exactly what we predicted. This is a massive AI land grab.
170 billion of that is just software and AI. The bankers are barely sleeping. I talked to a guy at Morgan Stanley yesterday who sounded like he was physically vibrating.
Well, I hope they are actually doing their due diligence while they vibrate, because the legal warnings are already flashing red. I was reading a fascinating post-mortem from a litigation firm this morning. Due diligence gaps were the primary driver of M&A disputes last year, and now everyone is rushing to close these massive tech deals before the music stops.
Which brings us to the absolute wildest deal of the week. Ecolab buying CoolIT Systems for $4.75 billion.
I spent 3 hours reading this press release trying to make the math work. Ecolab is a water treatment and hygiene company. They make the chemicals that sanitize hotel sheets and clean industrial pipes.
Right, and now they are buying a liquid cooling company for data centers. It's brilliant.
Brilliant? Nate, it's almost $5 billion for a hardware cooling company. They are paying an astronomical premium just to put the word AI in their quarterly earnings transcript.
I completely disagree. It's the ultimate picks and shovels play. You can't run these massive AI models without melting the servers. Data centers are literally running out of power and water to keep these chips from bursting into flames. Ecolab already manages industrial water systems. They're just moving from the factory floor to the server rack.
I get the synergy on paper. Water management is water management. But look at the valuation. 4.75 billion for a company that was valued at a fraction of that 2 years ago. This screams FOMO to me. Ecolab saw the 170 billion flowing into tech and panicked.
You're looking at it like a value investor. You have to look at it like a strategic buyer. If Ecolab controls the cooling infrastructure for the next generation of global data centers, that price tag is going to look like a bargain.
Or it looks like the ultimate top of the market warning sign. When the sanitation company pivots to AI server cooling, maybe it's time to cash out.
Hey, someone has to clean up the mess when the servers catch fire.
Very funny. But seriously, the pivot is jarring.
It's no more jarring than Danone shaking up alternative nutrition by buying Huel for $1 billion this week. Legacy companies are realizing they have to buy their way into the future because they can't build it themselves.
The Danone deal at least makes sense for a food company. But speaking of legacy companies trying to buy the future, we need to talk about what Mastercard is doing in the crypto space, because paying $1.8 billion for a stablecoin startup is certainly a choice. Voices.
So market analysts are out here crowning the software sector the undisputed king of M&A. One report just pegged it at over $170 billion in deal value recently. And the stated reason? Everyone is scrambling to integrate AI.
Scrambling is exactly the right word. It is a total panic buy.
I do not know if it is panic. It is strategic necessity. You either buy the AI capability now, or your core product is obsolete in 18 months.
Right, but look at the warning legal experts just put out. They are screaming from the rooftops about due diligence gaps. Those gaps were the primary driver of M&A disputes last year. And in this buoyant 2026 market, it is only getting worse.
Well, when you are in a land grab, you do not stop to test the soil. You just plant the flag. Buyers know the risks. If you demand 90 days to audit their tech stack, another buyer swoops in and takes the deal.
Oh, come on. Buyers are getting blinded by 2 letters in the pitch deck. You are telling me these legacy companies are actually auditing the machine learning models they are acquiring? They are buying a used car without popping the hood because the banker said the stereo runs on neural networks.
Okay, the used car analogy hurts, mostly because it is incredibly accurate. I've seen the term sheets. Some of these tech diligence periods are dangerously short.
Exactly. They are skipping the code review, paying a massive premium, and then acting completely shocked when the integration fails and the lawyers get involved.
Fair point. The post-merger integration on these AI deals is going to keep litigators buying beach houses for the next decade. But speaking of massive premiums and completely different types of land grabs, we need to talk about what Blackstone is doing on the cricket pitch. Spill the tea. So you're telling me I might soon live in a world where my Jack and Coke and my Jameson shot are funneling money to the exact same French conglomerate?
Pernod Ricard and Brown-Forman. The rumor mill is absolutely spinning out of control on this one.
It's a massive play. You marry Jack Daniels with Absolute and Jameson, that's a spirits juggernaut. I can already picture the synergy slides in the pitch deck. Just a giant clip art bartender mixing whiskey and vodka.
And probably spilling half of it. I'm looking at the potential overlap, Nate, and I just don't buy that this gets past antitrust without shedding some serious weight. You can't corner that much of the back bar and expect regulators to just nod and say cheers.
Oh, come on, it's premium spirits, not baby formula. Nobody has a monopoly on getting a buzz. There are 1,000 craft distilleries they can point to and say, look, competition.
Try making that argument to the FTC right now. You think they're going to ignore the 2 biggest liquor cabinets in the world combining?
Yes, because the FTC is too busy chasing tech. Software is driving over $170 billion in deal value right now because everyone is panicking about AI. They don't care about whiskey, Maya.
Diligence matters, regardless of the sector. Legal experts are already screaming that due diligence gaps drove most of the M&A disputes last year. You rush a liquor mega merger in a market this buoyant, you're going to find skeletons in the oak barrels.
I still say it happens. The market is just too hot right now. $550 billion in total deal value last month. People are getting bold. I mean, Blackstone just dropped $1.8 billion on a cricket team.
The Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Private equity stepping onto the cricket pitch.
Exactly. If Blackstone can buy an Indian Premier League team, Pernod can buy Jack Daniels.
Bold is one word for it. Reckless might be another. Speaking of bold moves in totally new arenas, are we ready to talk about Mastercard trying to buy its way into stablecoins? Tomorrow's radar. I'm refreshing the SEC site tomorrow morning specifically for the SAP and Reltio filings. Everyone is screaming about this $170 billion software boom, but I need to see the actual multiples they are paying for a data platform.
You know, you're the only person setting an alarm for an enterprise software filing, right? The real radar watch is down under. Ripple is buying BC Payments just to get an Australian financial services license. It's a pure regulatory land grab.
Wait, really? Just for the license?
Absolutely. It's cheaper to buy the license attached to a company than wait for the bureaucrats. Classic banker move. But honestly, forget software and crypto. The rumor mill is completely drunk today.
Oh, the Pernod Ricard and Brown Forman chatter.
Jack Daniels meeting Jameson. If they actually pull off this combination, I might just drink my way through the S4 filing.
Please don't expense that. Though given what legal experts are saying about due diligence gaps causing all these M&A disputes right now, those bankers might actually need the liquid courage.
I'll drink to that. We'll see if the hangover hits tomorrow.